This is brand new fly here, so this should be pretty good. And let's just pray that my computer does a great job of getting this played for you so you can hear it. And if you can't, just someone raise your hand or holler at me and let me know that hey, can. And otherwise, let me go ahead and run it up. And here we go. So share my screen. Open this up. Share sound. Share. And come on.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
Wow. Hold on a second here. Bear with me. Replay it again. Hold on.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything.
Great. Thank you for that. Get back to seeing everybody. Wow, wow, wow. It touches my heart. See, my story, my wife and I, Diana, we're 33 years married. We have 5 amazing children growing out the door, 10 grandbabies and another one on the way. And I've got at least 8 of them in town this week. And so there's nothing better. So thankful to be wearing an age reversing technology that gives me the ability to be all the more youthful with the grandchildren and get on the floor, get up, have energy and vitality, be focused, be present, be in the moment. I mean, all these things is just spectacular. What is available to us from just wearing this this amazing patch. And, hey, everybody, if you want to mute yourself, if you're not, make sure you are. I'm trying to make sure we mute everybody. But, but our story is just briefly before I share this presentation. And by the way, we're coming to you from Trinity, Florida. So if you've ever been in Florida, that's in the Tampa Bay region of Florida. And so it's pretty awesome. And, but 3 years ago, a dear friend of ours, Joyce Johnson, shared this past with us. She had been in a car accident back in 2019 and twice got rear-ended. Was not her fault. 4 titanium discs put in her neck. And after those titanium discs were put in her neck, she wasn't the same. She had throat swallowing issues, back pain issues, all kinds of issues that none of us would really want unless she had them. And then one day she called and said, "Hey, my pain's gone." And my sister with her bone-on-bone knee, needing bone-on-bone knee surgery, her pain is gone, and and her migraines are gone. I said, "Joyce, what are you talking about?" I says, "Well, it's this little patch. What do you know about stem cells?" I said, "Well, I don't know much, but I mean, well, tell me." And she said, "Well, I found a patch that basically helps turn on our dormant stem cells." And I said, "What?" And works off light in the body. I'm like, "Okay, hold on a second," And so I took a look at this and I said, "This is amazing. This is a safe technology that does something that nothing else on the planet can do, and no one else has this, and it's affordable, like $3 a day." I said, "This is nuts." And I said, "What's the biggest batch of this stuff you can get?" And and I bought the biggest batch you could. And as I said, "Is there anything bigger?" I said, "No, that's it." I said, "Okay, well, give me that." So we began to mail these patches out to our family and friends. That's who we talked to first. Because, when you see something that you believe could be life-changing, the first people you want to call are the people you love and care about the most. I called our children, our grown children. I called, my dad. My wife called her mom. And, and we had some dear friends. And we began to get these patches out on our friends. And we began to get testimonies back. And before my wife and I felt anything. All right. And so it would be 3 weeks for my wife, 10 to 20 a day hot flashes. But all of a sudden on September 9th, it was a Monday, a holiday, August 2022, would almost come to a screeching halt. And I'm like, "Really?" Really? She's wearing this patch each day, sweating 10, 20 times a day. It was crazy. I couldn't get the AC down cold enough. It was nuts. And for my poor wife. And, and but my daughter called me. She had given birth to Kendall May months earlier, and Brittany had hair loss, and she had postpartum emotional things, and she had brain fog, and calls you, "Hey, Dad." I said, "What's up, Brittany?" So, and this is like the first day on the patch. She calls me, "Listen, my brain fog is gone." I said, "Really?" "Yeah. Not only that, I have energy, and I just cleaned out all the girls' closets, and I cleaned their closets, and I cleaned their drawers out too. And I've been dreading that. And I actually have more energy to spare." And I'm like, "Man, that's amazing, Brittany. I've been wearing this for about a week and I don't feel anything yet. So I'm glad you do." you know? And so you're going to find out that with this amazing little patch we're going to talk about in a minute, you want to wear it at least 1 month for every 10 years of life. Remember, this is not an aspirin. This is your body, you're going to discover, is basically turning on these stem cells you have inside of you that have been sitting dormant for a long time. They're going to come back on. But, and so, and we began to hear other things, and we got excited and we began to share. And also at the time when our friend Joyce called us, she'd share with us how this couple, Steve and Gina Merritt, had come aboard this company in 23 days, hit the highest rank in this business as a distributor. We're talking potentially $25,000 a week. And usually that took 4 years to do, but they did it in 23 days. And that they're going to implement a system that we could follow, that maybe there could be something there for us too. And I didn't say anything to Joyce at that time because I didn't want to let anybody know that the company I had started 10 years early, or an advertising company, was now, which I could have sold before COVID, retired. COVID hits, changes the advertising industry, and now my company isn't worth what it was before. Now I'm thinking I've got to reinvent it. And I don't know if you've ever been there before, where you're feeling stressed about your future and your financial well-being, because I was going to sell the company. And now we poured everything into our company through the years. And so that was our retirement. We didn't have it in stocks. And now I had friends of mine who were firemen and policemen retiring, going fishing. And I'm in my car thinking I've got to reinvent my life again. And what just happened? And it was stressful. So when Joyce said, "Hey, there's a system," I said, the Lord just popped in my hand. What's just the chance? What's the chance? And I had no time for a side hustle because I was working 50 to 80 hours a week. So you could have never caught me on that. But I believe in this technology. I believe people needed it. And since no one else in the world has it, I thought, wow. When I asked somebody, hey, what do you know about stem cells? And they're like, I don't know, versus what do you know about CBD? What do you know about weight loss? What do you know about this makeup? What do you know about this? No, this is what do you know about stem cells? And that stops people in their tracks. And I'm like, okay, this is amazing. And so we got excited and we began to see our lives and our friends' lives change. And 3 weeks in, my wife's hot flash would stop. 2.5 weeks in, I had no idea. I'm already healthy. Like I do CrossFit, I do intermittent fasting. I'm 60. Today I was at CrossFit today doing muscle ups. If you look that up, you don't know what that is, right? How many 60-year-olds, granddads, doing that stuff, walk on their hands, you know, and actually, I learned to do all that in my 50s. I did nothing for 30 years, so it's never too late to start. So, but none of that, none of my intermittent fasting, CrossFit, the supplementation, none of that turns on my dormant stem cells. So I knew it was going to be good for me in some capacity. I just didn't know what. 2.5 weeks in, the stress I had for 10 years running my own company. Because when you own your own company, guess what? The buck stops with you. And it seems like the company always owns you. You're never really free, right? It's a rare occasion you can get totally out of it and have a whole team running it, and you're traveling somewhere else around the world and it's on autopilot. That's almost non-existent. So it was like, wow. And well, the stress I had for 10 years, thinking I'm making payroll next week, right? Well, in 2.5 weeks, all of a sudden, it kind of like dissipated down from like 85, 90% down to like 15%. And I got this gift, which I didn't even know existed, called living in the present. And it was like, it was weird because I wasn't getting upset with people on the road anymore. For a long time, I had a driver driving me. I'd work from the back of the car and I had other someone driving, and I could drive again and not get as mad as I used to get mad. But when I was present, because of this patch, I now was present in my shoes. So when it was my grandbabies, I actually was with my grandchildren. When I was on vacation, I actually now was there. I had no idea how much of my life I had been really missing out because when you're in pain, think about this example. If you're in pain physically, like got something in your side and it's hurting you, you're trying to talk to somebody, you really can't focus on that person fully as much as you want to. That's how anxiety was for me. It was like a pain. And so if I was talking to you, I really was thinking about four other things at once. And I never could really fully engage. And then once that was lifted from me, all of a sudden people became present. Life just seemed to be better. Just being thankful unto God just seemed more real. And I was like, all from this. Holy smokes. Had no idea that was going to happen, And so what I'm going to do here is and so what just fast forward. So I got excited. I began to share with my clients and my team and this and that. I just stay working. And we say it's God, it's family, your work. Keep that order. God, family, work. Don't move that order. And then this down here, right? And doing that, I was like I don't know, about 100 days in, 3 months in, I'd signed up about 60 people to get on these passes, try them, whatever. And some people out of that wanted to, share it like we're sharing it now as well, because you can just wear it and not talk to anybody about it. But I can promise you, you put this on, something happens, you're going to naturally, just like seeing a good movie or a good restaurant, the first thing you're going to do is tell people, because that's human nature. It's called word of mouth, most powerful form of advertising. But anyways, but you can wear it, not tell anybody. So remember, so I remember I signed about 60 people up and we had gone on, and then we went on a cruise. We are going to be gone for 2 weeks to Hawaii and Bora Bora. My wife and I had planned that earlier. And I remember we came back $2,500 richer. And I'm like, hold on a second. I did not put my foot on the gas. But yet while I was on the beach in Bora Bora with my wife, we were making money. And that caught my attention because that's the first time in my life that it wasn't my direct efforts, but the efforts of others were paying me residual money. And that lit me up. Now, listen, I already made good money. So $2,500, Frank, sorry, wasn't a lot of money for me at all, but the principle that came, I was like, okay, that's awesome. And I called my kids and make sure you're sharing this patch. Okay. Because you're raising kids, you got mortgages, you got future college, you're going to have weddings, all kinds of stuff coming, and inflation's eroding it. And you have an opportunity to answer that without having to change the order of the most important things in your life. Just now you're going to have a new belief spread through it that can spread through it. So, and then fast forward within 11 months, we had hit the highest rank in this business, still working full time. And then boom, 11 months after that, we were making 4 times what I was paying myself running my company. And my attorney called me up and said, "Hey, what are you doing working 50 to 80 hours a week over here with all this stress, all that, right? With all these employees and everything you got to do. And over here, all you have is the overhead of buying one of these a month for you and one of these for your wife, and you're making all this money over here." And so we decided at that point that we were at a point at 4 times our income that was our stepping off point. We could put the company either for sale or just shut it off. And we eventually did just set it for sale, never sold it. And because I didn't like that people want to buy it, I built it and I want to make sure the right person did. But I paid my team really well. I took a couple people, paid them for over a year, full time, as if they worked for me full time, just to thank them for being with us and want to still pay to this day. And that was last June, a year and a half ago, and 15 months ago, whatever that is. So thank you, David Schmidt. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lifeway. Thank you, Stephen Gina Merritt. Because now we get the freedom to do this presentation tonight with you. And because the amount of money we make now on a daily basis in the thousands of dollars every day, 7 days a week. Yeah. This call tonight's not going to move my financial needle. So why do I do this? Because I'm telling you, the new car smell of making money, it wears off. And I'm not discouraging anybody. You definitely making money is a great thing because if you're a good person, you can do good things for other people with it. Right? And like we bought 90 acres in Malawi, Africa a while back, and we gave it to a ministry. So we get to do things we couldn't otherwise do because that's our heart. And so, but you can only golf so much, travel so much, and do other things that money can buy. But it comes back to there's more. What the more is being able to make an impact in people's lives. There's nothing greater than for us to share this patch because we understand the hope that's in this patch for people physically. Like with my autistic granddaughter, we have 10 grandchildren, and Precious Liliana, the age of 2.5 last year, we get this patch on her. And immediately she went from 4 days of crying straight in her sleep and during the day in her parents' arms, 4 days, to within minutes of wearing this patch, she stopped. Next day, she's at her therapist, say, "Hey, what's with Liliana? Why is she now focused?" Well, I was with Liliana last night. And when you have a level 3 nonverbal, non-focused autistic child, you have someone who won't even look at you, acknowledge who you are, or speak when you're holding and hugging them and looking straight at their face. And it's heartbreaking as a granddad because it's one of the best moments I get with my grandchildren. And how my heart breaks for Liliana. Well, guess what? Last time with Liliana, and she was running around, she was laughing. Now she's still level 3. She's still kind of in her world, but she looks at me, she smiles, she laughs, she wants me to hug her. And I get this priceless opportunity. Thank you, David Schmidt. Thank you, God, for this amazing technology. And anytime we get this patch, by the way, on a child on the spectrum, one of the first things that parents share with us is, "Hey, my child is now focused," or "My child's beginning to speak." So yeah, there's a huge reward that you can't put a price tag on why that. And just other friends who've had all kinds of anomalies going on that they couldn't figure. And now I get this patch on them and boom. Yeah, I'm not saying that is way for everybody, but it's for enough people that makes it worth getting on this call tonight because something good may happen for you. And you may be like Joyce was for me. She had no idea what was going to happen, that if she shared this with me, how this would spread and God would bless it to people I don't even know. Now, over 85,000 people later. That's word of mouth. That's not me. That's not you. People don't even know my name. So that's profound. And it's because of what's happening with this patch. It's causing people to call their family and friends and let them know, "I found something. Let's take a look at this. Jump on a Zoom with me." So it's amazing, what we get to see. And from my dad, who had scarred lungs after COVID, 280 pounds, 1 kidney, 12 medications, never took care of himself. Now he gets COVID and boom, he's going south. Because now he went from all that and be able to walk. And now he can barely walk because his head's down, can barely breathe, walker. I said, "Dad, I found something. I want you to wear this patch, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And I don't know what's going to do for you. You're on 12 medications, but there's no contraindication on light therapy. So it's completely safe, Dad. Stick this thing on you." 2 weeks in, "Ken, I don't feel anything." 3 weeks in, "Ken, I don't care, Dad. Just keep the stupid patch on you." 5 weeks in, "Ken, what's up, Dad?" I can breathe again. Buy me a plane ticket, go see Brittany, his granddaughter, my daughter, in Louisiana. He's in Tampa, Florida area. And I thought he was delirious. I said, Dad, you cannot walk 20 feet with your walker. You're not going anywhere. I hope all is well. Have a nice night. Click. 6 weeks later, he's in an Uber on his own to Tampa International Airport, gets on the plane, spends the week out to go see Brittany. His lungs completely recovered. That to me is impossible. And I was lit like a Christmas tree calling my clients during the day saying, you got to check out this patch. You're not going to believe this. But we began to see other great miracles like that, on occasion that just lit me up. And so, and I could go on about the testimonies that we've had in our family and close friends and people. I had a friend of mine had frozen shoulder for 14 months, both of them. He's in good shape. I don't even know what the heck frozen shoulder was. I mean, I'm pretty healthy. So I know what most of these sicknesses ever heard were. What the heck are these? Yeah, what? Frozen shoulder. What the heck is that? Well, I can't put a shirt on my wife has to help me put a shirt on. I can't golf with my daughter. 14 months and can't golf with her, and she's got a golf scholarship. 5 days in, Ken, I'm back on the course, full range of motion. What? And so, and I'm not saying everybody's like that. I do share with people say, I don't feel anything. I said, just keep wearing the patch. It is working. Well, I don't know. Well, you can't fix people. I'll say that. But that's not going to hold me back because I'm going to find the Lilianas and my friends with that or my wife. I'm going to find those people who are searching. And so, because they deserve it. And that's why I'm on this call, because you deserve to hear the hope that's in this patch. And everybody takes time to go make money. Money is not a god, it's simply a tool. But the thing is, you have to exchange something called time, which you cannot get back. And we have an amazing opportunity. Should you decide to plug in, where now our team, which is the fast growing team in the world, not in LifeWave. Started with Stephen Gina Merritt 37 months ago. Now has 500,000 plus people on its way to 1 million people. And, we have over 100 people that have hit the highest rank in this business. We have 27 people who have become millionaires and a whole bunch behind them. And we're talking people who are not salespeople. So a 24-year-old at college, if you met the person, you realize, I don't think I could, that person's a salesperson, and 24-year-old out of college, $1 million a year. That's a system. That's word of mouth. That's something bigger than me or you that you get that harness pull into you potentially. No guarantees, so we don't put our hope in money, and I don't dangle a carrot to cause you to do something you shouldn't be doing. It all starts with this patch and a belief. And I'll show you now what this patch is about. I'm going to show you also how you can get it and also how easy it is to begin to share it and how this company starts the rewarding process of it. And then you get back with the person who invited you tonight and let them know what you want to do. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and screen share my screen with you, and then we'll continue to move forward from there. So the question is, have you been patched yet? Because here's the deal. Once you get that patch on you, your body is going to elevate this peptide inside of you, then which is going to activate a whole lot of things, including your dormant stem cells. And obviously, the natural occurrence is going to be you're going to begin to regenerate a better you. And what we love to give credit to, obviously, is you heard about this amazing gentleman, David Schmidt, over 200 patents to his names. He started 20 years ago with the Navy SEALs. They hired him to figure out a way to keep these gentlemen awake underneath the water 36 hours or more, and they didn't want to give him amphetamines. And God gave David the idea to create a technology of a patch, and there was 2 of them at the time. It wasn't this patch, but it was the technology of this patch, 2 of them, that would basically, working from the light in the body, would leverage their fat cells, give them energy, and it worked. That led to the Berkeley women's swim team using this, and they began to PR their times. That led to Michael Phelps during the Olympics wearing these 2 patches, because this technology is Olympic approved. It's light therapy. Nothing's going into the body, right? And so what happened was this patch got patented in 2020 20. And let me just kind of bridge the gap here. So David, after Michael Phelps, began to create other patches. And then in 2008, he turned his attention to stem cells and age reversal and began to work on this patch. And over 10 years, 80 clinical trials, $4.5 million, finally got this one working, got it patented by the United States government to be able to do what it says it can do. You cannot patent a placebo, people. This is the real deal. The science is there. And also patented, meaning no one else can copy this in the United States, is also has a global patent. All this is till 2040. So we have a 15-year runway. So when I'm out and about talking, as I said earlier, hey, what do you know about stem cells? And I say, well, I've got something. There is nothing else to compete against it. Well, let's look inside what's inside this patent here. Here's just a summary of this 31-page patent that it says as a result of elevating this copper peptide, and I'm going to abbreviate it here, it's going to activate stem cells. It's going to improve energy. It's going to elevate antioxidants. It's going to reduce inflammation. It's going to manage pain, improve stamina, elevate collagen production, improve wound healing, just to name a few. That's all from the wearing this. It's your body that's actually doing this, not the patch. So the body is now being put in a state of optimum healing. And what one thing do you know can do all those things? And it does way more than that. Well, here's the story, right? The first cell you and I were in the womb was a stem cell. And that cell then morphed into every cell we now are. See, a stem cell can morph into anything the brain tells it. That's why stem cells are the holy grail of age reversal and regeneration. Well, here's the deal. When you're 8 years old and you break a bone, the brain sends stem cells there because you have a reserve of stem cells from birth throughout your brain, your bones, your body, your organs, all throughout the body, your teeth even. But by the time you're 30, those stem cells meant for healing and repair, they're dormant. So when you're 8 years old, you break a bone, the brain says, oh, I'm going to send stem cells there, and they morph into bone marrow, tissue, ligament, joint, whatever. But by the time you're 80 and you break a bone, guess what? That does not happen because at 30, half your stem cells are dormant, aging is setting in, it takes longer to heal. By the time you're 60, my age, 90% of your stem cells are now dormant. Aging definitely is setting in, it takes longer to heal. And so you break a bone at, 70 years of age, you break your hip at 75 years of age, you got a problem. And so until now, until this patch, because this thing's going to turn them on back naturally using the infrared light in your body. That's right, infrared light. You and I walk around emitting infrared light 24/7. That infrared light is it's light therapy. That light is bouncing off this patch against a patented microscopic crystal of organic salts, sugars, amino acids that are inside this patch from organic plants. And so it's a patented nanocrystal technology that's arrayed in such a way like a mirror that then creates a signaling, elevating this peptide, and the brain says, boom, I got it. I'm going to start turning on your dormant stem cells. It's fascinating how one ever could figure that out. It has to be God, right? So it's reflecting light to activate. You're not going to put a needle in your arm. Nothing's going into your body. Nothing's going in your bloodstream. It's light therapy. No drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, nothing invasive. Excuse me. So we're not claiming this product to heal you. Your body is. So what can you expect? Well, you could use some more strength in your life. The older we get, that's so important that we remain strong and reduce inflammation. Anything with the word itis in it is inflammation is behind it. Increase stamina, be able to go longer. If you travel, you want to be able to have more energy if you travel overseas like we do, man, you minimum 9 hours on a plane. That's a lot. Energy, vitality, mental clarity. And like I said, that's what it did for me. I call this thing a happy patch. If you got teenagers that are disturbed, or you have family or friends that maybe gone through adversity of a loss of a loved one, maybe they're going through divorce, or maybe they just got stuff going on like most of us do, or, that's just stressing the daylights out of them. We call this thing a happy patch. Put the patch on, give them a few weeks on this thing, and come back and say, hey, how you doing now? Actually, I'm just kind of feeling better. Even as I go shopping, I don't know, I'm pushing the shopping cart. I just feel better. That's huge. Sleep. How would you like to sleep better? I mean, most of us sleep way better than we used to. It is amazing. And I used to think sleep was overrated. So that's what you do when you're dead. And because I worked like a dog, but not realizing that really is not very smart. And because sleeping when you sleep is so important to the healing of the body, the brain actually detoxes in our sleep, and all kinds of wonderful things happen for restoration and repair. For sleep is powerful. Well, guess what? Now you have an opportunity to get access to some of that powerfulness in sleep and improve skin appearance. The collagen in your body is refreshing, so you're going to start looking better. Your nails are going to get thicker. Your skin's become more supple. You're going to become less gray. That's what many of us do. And if you have a problem losing hair, you're going to find that for many people, they start growing their hair back thicker. My wife's hair now, in 2022 is here in August. I mean, before August, June, I got a picture. Well, now it's down here, and she tells you she feels like she has her high school hair back. And we have another friend of ours, same thing. I feel like, and we're in our 50s and type of thing. And here's a woman at the age of 77. Her went in for a session, brain scan. Her brain is inflamed, and doesn't mean you're overweight. Just means you have inflammation in the brain. Well, that means you got inflammation through the whole body. 3 weeks in, bam, her brain what? No longer is inflamed. 3 weeks after, and that means her coherence, her brain fog is gone, mental coherence, remembering where you put your keys. What was that person's name? Oh, I remember that. Those kind of things. Thank you, Patch. Also the first few days, your genes, I don't think I've heard you have like 18,000 genes that make up your eye color, your height, and all that. Well, they reset to a younger state. Resveratrol in red wine gave red wine notoriety years ago because it reset two genes. Hey, red wine's good for you. Really? This resets 4,000. And as I mentioned, the brain becomes balanced in 6 weeks. Collagen in your body. You have more collagen in your bones than you do calcium. So your bone density will get thicker, increased bone density. And your teeth in itself also. I signed up a dentist recently. He said, Ken, do you know you have stem cells in your teeth? I said, well, maybe that explains why my wife and I haven't had any cavities since we put on this patch almost 3 years ago. And we were getting cavities before. That's pretty awesome. We just realized that like 2 months ago. There's so many things sometimes you just don't even think about and realize, oh, the benefit of continuing to wear the patch. I'll take it. Who likes going to the dentist? It's important to go, but who likes then having to have work done? 6 months in, the heart reversing age. This is spectacular. I had a friend of mine, Mitch. He was riding his bike, and the woman bumped and got hit by a car. He ends up in the hospital. He was fine, but they did a full body scan on him and discovered, oh, Mitch, we just discovered your heart. You have a stretched aorta, like 35%. Listen, you've got to come back here in less than 12 weeks. We're giving you bypass surgery. He puts the patch on for pain management, comes back. They do a pre-op on him. Mitch, I can't explain this to you, but your heart's now less than 5% stretched. No need for surgery. You're good to go. Well, we were like, what? What? Well, hold on a second here. Well, because they did a study with 15 people, 14 of them, their heart reversed in age by 8 years. So about 2 years every 8 weeks. And obviously, so heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans today. Cancer is #2. And you Google it. Well, now we have a patch that can hopefully nip the bud in some of that and being a blessing to our family and friends there. So you wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You can wear it anywhere in the body. Now they tested it in 2 independent places as seen here, 2 different times, one on the back of the neck and then again below the belly button. And so, but you can wear it anywhere on your body. Now you see I wear it here because there's light throughout the whole body, and the patch isn't doing the healing the body is, the brain is. So you put it on 12 hours, take it off, throw it away. Wait 12 hours, put a new one on the next day. So it's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Put it next to your toothbrush in the morning. Take it off after dinner or set an alarm on your phone. Watch, what have you, and remind you. And hey, here's the deal. If you forget it was on you and you wake up the next day, oh, shoot, I left it on. It's light therapy, no harm, no foul. Just start again the next day or wear it a little bit that day and just get back into the rhythm again after that. It's important to drink plenty of water with electrolytes in it. The body runs on electricity. So make sure you put like a quarter, and natural electrolytes are better, like a Celtic salt or Baja Gold salt. You can just look that up on Amazon. but quarter teaspoon and half a gallon. You won't even taste it. Will give you all the trace minerals and the electrolytes because the body runs on electricity that you need, and it will optimize how this patch works. So as you can tell, this is a very simple technology, okay, but it is sophisticated. It's probably the most prolific technologies on the planet today, if you think about it. Obviously, the testimonies are life-changing. And the best thing at all, this thing works. We tell people it works on everybody, on everything, as you give it the time to do what it can do, because it's your body doing the healing and your body's looking to do healing. Always. You cut your finger, boom, the body's going to work. Well, now that the body has a tool that it didn't have before, now it can get back to getting some age reversal by doing repair that age has done to you. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a few things about the company and how much the patches are. I'll share that in a few minutes here. And then if you decide to share the patch, how the best way to do that is. And it all starts right here with this website called thisisitinfo.com. And that is what you're going to share with somebody. When someone wants to know more from you, you don't want to be a salesperson. So please don't be. We don't need to try to be David Schmidt. We just simply need to point people to where the information's at. And someone says, hey, Ken, that sounds interesting. I can't believe I did this for your wife and your dad and your granddaughter and friends too. Can you tell me more about this? Sure. Give me your phone. I'm going to text you a link. Here it is. Thisisitinfo.com. And that's what I do. And sometimes I'll just share one patch with them too, because I find 1 in 5 to 1 in 8 people like a one patch wonder. I'll tell them that. I say, listen, you need to wear this thing 1 month for every 10 years of life, but I'll share one with you now. I did that. I was a networking event just now. I patched about 6 people, gave them this link, and told them I follow them tomorrow. And I just took just a few minutes with each of them. So I didn't have to be the salesman. It's awesome. Get them on a Zoom, hopefully, to see this presentation. We do these presentations, not just me, but we have a whole team of people doing these all week long, every week. And so that you can point eyeballs on Zoom. It's pretty awesome. And I already told you about the company. Well, I don't think I told you this. That the company went from 20 million back in COVID because it took them 15 years with all these other patches they had created prior to this patch. And it took 15 years with all these other patches to get to 20 million. Then in COVID, when the whole world was shutting down, this patch gets released to the market, and boom, the company shoots like a rocket with no advertising, no marketing, all solely through word of mouth, and hits 80 million, and then on to 200. Well, last year they hit 600 million. They're on their way to hit $1 billion this year, right? From 20 million. Think about that. 15 years, and then boom. Thank you, X39. And the company's never skipped a beat on getting us paid and getting these things out to us. They're way ahead of the curve on being tooled up. So it's a very sound company. They also are the #1 company in the world out of 7 relational marketing companies. Think of Ameriprise, think of Beachbody, think of Mary Kay, think of companies of integrity. Well, we're one of those companies of great integrity, and we're the fastest growing in the world, 2nd year straight in the world. And then our team here, led by Stephen Gina Merritt on the left here. You can see David Schmidt, the founder, on the right, and then the president of the company here. Our team is the fastest growing team in the world. We have a system, that we're following to make it easy. And the system's about duplicating. See, it's not what you know that really matters. It's what duplicates. Can the next friend that you share this with, can they share the same thing like you did too? And it's a resounding yes. That's why we're growing so fast. So, and that's what makes it so easy to help people with busy schedules to be able to share this and to potentially begin to win financially for their families too. So the question is, if you're being to see something, and remember earlier I said, hey, you're going to be a 3, 2, or 1. 3, you want more information after this. 2, you want to get some paths for you, or you're a #1. Well, I treat this whole thing like a buffet. You're not going to want to eat everything in the buffet, but you can pick from what you want from the buffet. But I'm going to give you the whole buffet. So I'm giving you all the buffet of information to appeal to the 3, 2, or 1. And right now I'm going to be really talking to the 1. If you think that this could be an opportunity that could change your life like it has done for my wife and I and for our family. And now we have generational wealth that we can, provide, which is, we didn't see this coming, 36 months ago. I had to buy a product, and then I shared with a friend here, then shared with another friend there. just like you were on the Zoom call and maybe getting ready to do too. I've been there. We all start at the same point. But what's important to you? If you're seeing maybe an inkling of a vision that this could be something for you, what is it that really appeals? What is it that you wish you had more of? Do you need more time with your family? Or are you like me, where you were families out the door, but I felt the burden. I needed retirement income to clear the weight of anxiety. Do you like to travel? What is it that appeals to you? Because we have the cookie and we have the team, we have the system, we have all these things in place. The only thing that's missing is you. What do you see for you? What would you like? And do you sense the Lord Himself pushing on you like He was pushing on me? Because here's how crazily crazy this thing is. I'm a business builder, right? We don't need business builders. We don't need salespeople, right? Thank God for that. Okay, because why? Here's how this thing starts. It starts with you getting some patches, and then you getting two friends left on your left and two friends on your right to get some patches too. That's a left team and a right team you're starting. It's called a binary, and you can learn more about that later. But I want to tell you the simplicity of the system is this here, right here, and you begin to duplicate this what thing right here, where you come in and you get patches, and then you get two friends left and two friends right. They get patches, and then maybe some of those friends you get excited, like maybe you are, and they want to get their two on their left and their two on their right, and do what you just did. And this position, we call it manager. You're not managing anything. We just call it manager. And we tell people, hey, listen, you just want to become a manager making machine by sharing this patch and finding out who's ready to run by sharing this with their family and friends too. Well, let's help them run by getting two left, two right for them too. And as you start a team, just picture this. And you start with two people, then you start enrolling some more people, and then you start helping someone then get four, and then that person they want to get four, and that's their list, their calls, they're doing that. But now all that's counting towards you because that's underneath you, not like a pyramid. Pyramids are illegal. Okay. A pyramid is corporate America. The guy at the top makes all the money, right? I've got people who make more money than me, and I've sponsored that I initially sponsored and they sponsored. So I have people who have passed me up that are technically below me on the computer, but they're above me in their bank account. And we're making quite a good money. So, but that's the power of this beautiful system and the structure and the quality of this organization, as they gave us a structure that rewards effort. And so there isn't people at the top making all the money and everybody at the bottom wishing they would. We have people at the top, like a Penny Carpenter, 63-year-old. This woman lives on a ton of acreage, and her closest town has 627 people in Texas. She's a rancher. She hit the highest rank in this business. Never done anything like this before. I mean, because right here, right there, if you never knew anything about this compensation plan or the ranks as a distributor, and you simply focus on you doing this, and then you helping your friends on your left and right begin to replicate this too for themselves, all underneath you. And as that foreplay, if you will, begins to replicate, and more people will try and patches, and some begin to get four, that begins to build, then you can see that as your team's going to build. And as your team building, your team commission is going to build. That team commission goes to $25,000 a week as a cap, 1.3 million a year. And and that's just one of the ways the company pays. And we're not going to get into all that because I'm just telling you straight up, if you knew nothing about how the company pays, A, they're going to pay you, but B, you just stuck to this two left, two right, and then continue to enroll more people and then help those people get two left, two right and continue on and help. And that's what we do. We just help brand new people get their first four people. And we're always helping new people who are ready to run to go get their first four people. And that's how this thing grows. I mean, I can't take any more simple than that. There is another way the company pays. This thing is unlimited. And so my wife we still haven't hit the cap on this of $25,000 a week, but we make more than $25,000 a week because this thing here is amazing. And you can ask the person who invited you to explain it to you. And we have Zooms on that. But in short, you enroll a friend and they start doing well, you're getting 25% bonus on that friend. That friend enrolls somebody, that's your second generation now. You may not know that person, but when they start doing well, like it could be $10 a week, it doesn't matter. You're going to get a 20% commission on that. right? And then that person who you may not know, they enroll somebody, that's your third generation. So your friend, first generation, whoever that second generation is that they enrolled, and whoever that second generation is that enrolled, they enroll a third. I mean, they enroll somebody, that's your third generation. So first, second, third generation, you're getting a 25%, 20%, and 20% bonus on top of where they're making a week. Say all three of them start making $1,000 a week. Well, that's 250, 200, 200. There's $650 just for the week, and it starts over again next week. So, and it doesn't matter how many people you enroll. We try to advise, hey, listen, if you can, try to set a 90-day goal, enroll 20 people left and 20 people right. If it takes you 9 months, who cares? Some people do it in 9 days, whatever. But 20 people left, 20 people right. Well, then guess what? That's 40 people. That's 40 first generation. Then you got 40 second generation. You have 40 third generation. As you can see, this has become unlimited. Because if you got, and I do have a couple of people, I have one for sure, makes $25,000 a week. We get 20% of that person. That's $5,000 a week just on that one person alone. That's crazy. So you just never know what God's going to do for you in this amazing opportunity. And it all starts here where you're going to buy product. This envelope right here has 30 patches in it. Its retail rate is $149. There's no need to pay retail unless you just want to. The cheapest way to get this product is you can buy a one-time wholesale bundle of either 20 of these, 6 of these, or 3 of these. You can only do that one time. You can never do that again. And then this whole business is built on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance. So right now, my wife and I, that to make over $1 million a year, one for her, one for me. That's our overhead. That doesn't start till a month later after you come in. You buy a 3, 6, or 20 pack to start. The 6 and 20 pack gives you the ability to hit the go button all the ways the company pays. The 3 pack, you're limited to $100 a week, right? And at a minimum, you want to wear this for 90 days. And so that 3 pack kind of does that for one person, but then your spouse is going to suffer while you're not. So the 3 pack is what it is. So, but the 20 pack, okay, $1,750, that gets it down to $87.50 a sleeve plus shipping and tax. $87.50. And for me, I wanted to get the product at the cheapest possible price. That's going to do that for me. That gave me the ability to have enough for me and my wife, but then some to share. And I wasn't going to share a whole one of these. I just opened it up, and there's 30 patches in there. And I began to mail some of these patches to my family and friends. Okay. And so I made the best use of these patches. And that's how we kind of got started. But then what would happen is if I was in person with somebody and they said, hey, I'm going to sign up, great. I would front them 1 or 2 of these now so they can begin wearing them and sharing them. So by the time they got theirs in the mail 3 to 5 days later, they're already in play. And I'd have people already tell me that they're getting results sometimes and they're excited and already wanting to call their family and friends. And now they had some with them and they had some to share. And then when they got theirs in the mail 3 to 5 days later, and then we met next time, they would just replace a whole new one back to me, both of these. So it's place and replace. And it was a great way to do that. And because I had 20 of these, it gave me the ability to start the thing going. And within a week and a half, we already made our money back. So we were in the black and never looked back. And so if you have the ability to do that to get the cheapest possible point, it's the wisest thing to do because now you have enough to be able to share with your friends and loved ones and get in business too. And then get on that 2-sleeve monthly subscription to begin to, because if you're not on a 2-sleeve monthly subscription, you can't get paid all the ways the company pays. This whole business is built on it. Just that's how it works. And it's genius because it's one for you, one for your loved one, and one for your spouse. And that's your overhead. And it's not even like overhead. And then you say, hey, Ken, $1,750 is kind of steep right now. That's why you need to be in with us so that it becomes not cheap. It isn't steep right now. Then you can get a 6-pack here for $535. That gets it down to about $89 each. Well, that's going to give you one for you, one for your spouse. Now you got 4 of these, at least to get in business with, to share and get sharing, and then get on that 2-sleeve monthly subscription so you have more coming to you the following month. And these 2-sleeve monthly subscriptions don't start till next month, by the way. And there's always a 30-day money back guarantee on anything. So you never stress at day 29, if you're not loving it, to package whatever you got left, send it back, get all your money back. All right. So you can basically play on the company's money. And then you have that 3-pack if you want to kick the tires and you've got it. Now, you could get on one sleeve monthly subscription after you buy one of these. What's that's going to do for you? It's going to give you the ability to bank points that can turn to dollars later. Otherwise, those points flush. The points are the company uses a point system that they convert back to dollars because a ruble, a yen, a Deutschmark, a dollar bill are all different denominations. So they just basically equate what the purchases we do instead of dollars, they equate into points. We have people in 32 countries right now. But you want those points that are accumulating to stay with you. So when you're ready to really plug in, if you aren't initially, but you're just on the patch and you're on a monthly subscription, at least one, then the volume, because you will have volume happening underneath you that you didn't put underneath you. Because in short, when you look at this thing right here, you start 2 friends left, 2 friends right. You're going to go on somebody's left or right. Doesn't matter. You're on a left or right team. Well, anybody on that team above you has to, by default, with the computer system, when they put their next person in on their left side, if you're on their left, that's going below you. And if you don't understand, that's okay. Just know this. You're going to have people going below you, below you, below you, being put below you. And all that volume of what they're doing is going to count towards you as long as you release on a 1 sleeve of these. But if you're on a 2 sleeve, that volume is going to release and you're going to be able to be in to make some money. And we can further explain how that works to you. But I just want to give you a dabble of a taste. All right. So, what is it what you're sensing? What do you want to do? Make sure the person who invited you, let them know what you'd like to do. If you think you want to get some pass for you and your family, and you don't have to sell anything. You just buy this, get a wholesale rate. Why would you want to pay $99 a month or $149 when you can buy one of these packs? Do the right thing and for you. And so once again, our team that we're part of is called This Is It. So we have thisisittteam.com where you can see basically what it is we're using to go build a business. And then I showed you earlier, thisisitinfo.com. That's what you're going to share to people when they want to learn more and see all about it. That's also where I pulled that video that we played at the beginning of. I played it. It came off thisisitinfo.com. So it's been an honor to be with you. And by the way, our team, we have all kinds of Zooms going on here, events that are going on. But let me come back to here. So what is it that you'd like to be able to do? Please let the person who invited you and do thank them again for that. And then I hope I have an opportunity to meet you in person or see you on the next Zoom. And just by the way, tomorrow at noon, there's a women's Zoom. So if you girls want to be with other women on a Zoom, whether you know them or not, you can hear how this patch is affecting women personally, their families, and you can have conversation that, other men just we don't want to hear. No, we do want to hear, but you don't want the men to hear, right? You got stuff and issues you want to talk about that are just comfortable and good for women to connect with. Then we have that also. There's other Zooms that are going on this week and next week and the weeks to come that are just phenomenal. And the person invited you can share that with you. We have a team that you will be able to plug into, and we're going to be able to help you win. So there's so much goodness happening right now, and we're all getting ready to go on an amazing cruise here we're running for. So, and we do so much traveling with this company because of the trips that we all get to win and earn. I mean, it is just amazing. And the more you peel the layers back on this opportunity, the more you're going to fall in love with David Schmidt, the more you're going to fall in love with the team of people that care and that work hard and are sincere. And it's just a great, and all with an amazing patch of hope that's changing the world. So hope you found this helpful and resourceful, and it's been an honor to be with you tonight, and look forward to seeing you on the next Zoom. And so God bless everybody. Thank you for allowing me to share this night with you, and look forward to the future and hopefully with you and helping you win big. Blessings, everybody. Good night.